Hi guys, thank you so much for joining. I'm Nuno, by the way. I've some familiar faces in the audience. We have been in the conference for a few days, and we are here. I'm here to present and to showcase Zharta. Zharta is a solution where you can request loans using NFTs. We have been working super hard on this project, and so I would like to start to ask who has an NFT in the audience. Okay, so typically the majority of people don't have NFTs, so it's a very big crowd. And so I want to start by telling a little bit of the journey that the majority of us have. So basically nowadays we buy NFTs, and I hope that the majority, we can buy like a Bored Ape for 40 ETH. I can't, but I hope that you can. But so when we engage with real good collections, real good assets, we buy the collectible, we buy some kind of digital asset, and then we see the floor price going up. And then we want to make a life-changing move, we want to buy a car, we want to get liquidity, to invest into other platforms, other solutions, we want to make more money, doesn't matter. So we need liquidity, and the NFTs are not so fungible, so money sometimes gets, or the value gets locked there. And so we are with a very big decision. Or we sell the asset, and then we have liquidity, but we lose potential upsides. If we are long on that collection, if we are very engaged with that community, we know that the assets are going to value over time. We are losing opportunity cost. Or then we hold, but if we hold, we don't solve our pain point. We circle back again to the stage where we were. And so borrow becomes a very nice solution. It's the obvious solution. You can have the potential upside, but you are sharing the risk with a set of lenders. And then comes the question, but can't we already borrow? So we have seen in the news that very big Bored Ape hacking, where a guy requested a loan using a Bored Ape, and then receives the airdrop. So there is a few solutions for lending already in the market, but they have very big problems. So there are not so many sophisticated or experts in the market to provide you a loan. So find a good lender is very hard. When you find a lender, it's very hard to get very good conditions, so you are not going to make it. The conditions typically are not fair, are not good, and you are negotiating lots of time. And then when you get the perfect condition, the loan is not there because the lender went to somewhere else, and so there is a very big turnaround so that you can get the money. And when you are requesting a loan, you need a loan for yesterday. A human needs a loan for yesterday to use in something that he was already predicting. It doesn't need a loan in a 3 weeks time frame. And so now you can borrow simply and in real time. Meet Zharta. We are building a platform where users can basically have the financial tools for the needs that they have in this new digital world. On the real world, we need money, we have an house, we request a loan using an house. That's something that the ecosystem has to evolve so that the tools don't become primitive and can sustain the needs of the real people. And so we designed a peer-to-pool model. So that's the way on how we can achieve real time, instead of being a marketplace where we have someone asking a loan, someone that has to go there, cherry pick to give a loan. We designed with a pool logic. And what does this mean? So we have a set of non-custodial smart contracts where the user is able to deploy or deposit the asset inside of an escrow as the borrower, and the lender can deposit funds on a lending pool that then is used to fulfill the loan capability. And there is more. So we also designed a set of machine learning tools so that you can evaluate the assets and look to the traits of the asset, to the particularities of that asset, but also look into the full context, to the other peers of that asset, to the macro ecosystem factors. And so with this price discovery, we are able to protect the borrower, because we are making the borrower to get the best value for their asset. But then we have also risk management. So a way for the users to ensure that the users, that the lenders that are protected, because we provide good loan-to-value into the assets, and the lending pools have a correct degree of diversification. Are not like just lending pools with lots of cool cats, and then there is a problem there, and all the lenders are not protected. And then we focus on user-centric. So ensure that I can give this product to my grandmother, and she'll be able to use it with almost no barriers. What are the benefits that we see? So the borrowers can request in real time. They have transparent because it's all on top of smart contracts. And then fair conditions are negotiated upfront, so the system, it has all the incentives aligned. For the lenders, the advantage is that we are mimicking the experience of yield farming. So you deposit money or you deposit value funds inside of the lending pool, and the pool starts working by itself, and so you don't have to have such an active role. The risk is also low because all the loans are being provided against collateralization. And last, if the users that request the loans are not able to pay and they go to a grace period and they fail to match their obligations, the lenders have the opportunity to buy the assets at a discount price and do a very nice deal. And so I can tell you that we decided to launch our platform during this conference, and you guys are going to be the first ones to see our solution. So we selected you guys to be our first possible users, and so why talk when we can show? So basically, on this solution, we have a borrower that decides the time period that he wants to request a loan, and then he has a super user experience. He can just borrow the slider, push the slider to the front, and we automatically help him to select the best assets that fit the loan that he's requesting. But if he doesn't like the selection that we gave, it's free for them to just take out the assets that he wants and cherry pick another ones to better support the loan provision. And so no human with 2,000 assets inside of the wallet can be cherry picking all the assets to find what's going to be the perfect loan. We have to think these kind of solutions for us, like the solution that I would like to use when I have this pain. And so that's kind of the big focus that we have on all of this, for the borrowers and also for the lenders. So we are designing with a user experience mindset, and we are trying to build Zharta with lots of love and try to bring value and to solve pain points that really exist in the NFT market space and in the DeFi space. And so we have already a team of 8. We are 3 co-founders with a strong blockchain experience, but we were on the corporate side, on the dark side. But now we want to be Jedis and empower these Web3 communities and work on something that we love more. And we received the Portuguese Central Bank of Portugal prize for fintechs, and we are receiving guidance and regulation that's also a very big gray area on this space. So it's something that we are having some guidelines, and it's awesome so that we can better provide solutions for the users. And join us. So I have one last surprise. So everyone that is on this audience, if you guys subscribe for the early access and tag Zharta on Twitter with your wallet, we are going to whitelist you guys to be the first users of the platform. So during the next 2 hours, we are going to monitoring Twitter, and we will snapshot so that you guys can join our community, and other prizes will come afterwards. And so I'm open to any questions, and thank you so much.
Hello. Makes perfect sense, and yes, I see the seamless user interface, absolutely. I'm not necessarily sure we'll call it low risk, but maybe within the NFT space being very high risk, and by pulling the NFTs together in a pool, yes, maybe you're minimizing the risk. I wanted to ask about your future vision and your roadmap, because NFTs is still quite a small market, especially if you look at concentration of NFTs, 15 of wallets will hold 85% of volume. So what's your future roadmap?
So thank you. That's a very nice question. So for the roadmap, we are planning to ensure that we provide the solution for the retail. We worked on the corporate side on NFTs for corporate, and real world assets will take some time to get into the market. So our focus is to ensure that all digital assets that are NFTs from collections, gaming, and art are going to be our prime use case on this first phase. But then we want to expand the capability. So when we see that the financial institutions and the real digital twins become to arise and be more sustainable, we want to start to serve those clients and to provide solutions for them. We also see that in the future, we may integrate these with other business-to-business solutions. So integrate with marketplaces so that they are already inside of their own ecosystem, and also provide these kind of solutions into the banking system so that we can open to the masses and not just close inside of the NFT ecosystem as we know. And so these are kind of the main points that we see. Regarding, we also see that in the future we can create the lending pools with transactional markets on top. So with the loans that are easily transferred. So if you have a debt, you can resell to someone and get your assets. So these are the kind of things that we are looking for.
I see. You'll have to have also some very strong risk models
yes.
for your pools.
Yes. So on our team, we hired, so data, apart from the blockchain part, so me and Diogo, the CTO of the company, we have strong expertise on blockchain, but we hired also for our head of data, the lead developer of OutSystems, that's one of the Portuguese unicorns, so that we can provide our data models and improve the quality of them. We want to collaborate also with other analytics tools from the ecosystem because we are a decentralized platform. So if we start now, we don't feel the trust yet to integrate all the players, but we want to ensure that we start get other data points from other people so that we can create a more decentralized ecosystem and solution. And we hired also a person with a very big, strong financial background on risk and credit, so to design our models. And one of our investors is the CEO of one of the major lending companies in the startups in the country. So it's something that we are exploring a lot.
Sounds like a brilliant team.
Hi, yes. So could you please clarify what is happening in the event of the liquidation? So basically what gets the lender, because this is the biggest question.
So we decided to create it time-bounded, as NFTs are not so liquid, and it's very hard to price them. We decided to create a time-bounded mechanism. So you define a set of days for that loan, and if during that period, if the asset value goes below the threshold, we don't look into it. We just look in the last day on the maturity date. So on the maturity date, if the user didn't pay the loan, we will have a grace period of a few days so that he's able to ensure that he completes the payment, maybe paying an extra fee because to promote the ecosystem, and then we resell the asset into the lenders. So that's the reason why I think she was saying about the NFT volatility. So the majority of assets, when they are priced on Ethereum, they are more or less stable. And we are applying a loan to value between 50 to 60%. So it's kind of the ballpark that we want to look right now so that we have a buffer. We see that we have to give good conditions for the borrowers, or else people will not come to the platform. So that's the reason why we focus so much on the price detection, to ensure that we are able to help them. And then the last part is that we do an auction for the lenders. So everyone that is inside of the ecosystem, if they are already lending, they are going to be the first ones to be able to rebuy those assets at a discount price. Yeah. They go to the market, to the auction at the price that is due to the lending pool. We don't want to put higher. Don't know, guys, if you have more questions.
We still have time.
I hope that I was transparent when people don't have questions.
Can you, all this is based on how you assess also those NFTs. So can you give more details about how you assess those, the value of each NFT that are very viral inside the same collection, and how often do you update it?
Okay, so basically, so that we can reach a good appraisal and we are able to do the evaluation, we focus on this first phase on collections. So we have basically we capture all the data from those collections. We see what's the rarity level of that asset. We see all the traits and details of each asset individually, and then we match with the other assets inside of that community. So it's good for us to identify trade washing and to stop those kinds of behaviors. It's easy for us to detect. And then we also capture data from the ecosystem. So we go kind of a little bit like Moody's that does validation of community. We see like what are going to be the sales on 7 days, 24 hours, if the community are having problems in the Twitters, on the Discord. So we're monitoring this kind of data points. And then we collect everything for our risk model so that we are able to do a good appraisal. So this kind of, it's more complex than this, way more, but this is the overall highlight.
I don't know whether this question is to you, or maybe you can redirect me to your financial colleague. But I'm a lawyer. I'm consulting on regulatory environment of crypto, etc. So I'm obviously very interested in what you pointed out, that you get some regulatory guidance from Portuguese central bank. So obviously, especially with your roadmap, as you outlined it, you move closer and closer to the role of the financial institution. So at least as you understand it for right now, what kind of or what type of regulatory license you will have to get, because you're in Portugal, it's EU, digital service providers regulation comes in force. So do you envisage already what kind of regulatory requirements you will have to respond to?
That's a very nice question. So the regulation for financial institutions nowadays, and I'm not a legal expert, so we can take this further with our legal team, but the regulations are designed now for exchanges, at least for Portugal. And so as our solution, we don't do trades between currencies. We are kind of on a good spot because we are not binded to that regulatory constraints, at least for now. As we are working only with cryptocurrencies, so you can only request, and for now, cryptocurrencies against NFTs. We are also not binded to the fiat regulations. So we are on this space where we are inside of a sandbox here in Portugal, so we can operate with a nice set of rules, and we are working closely with them. So we are having some support from the Bank of Portugal and so from CMVM, that is kind of the SEC. I would say that's similar to the US SEC. So it's the one who has control on stocks and securities and that kind of things. So we are on this gray area where we can operate, establish our business, and working together with them so that we will able to take the solution further. Do
you do any IML called KYC?
No, for now we are collecting some emails so that we can send newsletters to people so that they know the news, but for now we are not doing KYC, and the majority of our early adopters don't want that. So it's kind of we know that the majority of the users are real crypto holders, etc. So for this first phase, we are not predicting KYC.
So it's actually anonymous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you connect the wallet and you can use the solution. Web3, fully Web3 based. In the future, we may have different regulations, something that we are working on and explore. But for now, it's you connect the wallet and you are able to use it. Welcome. Thank you, guys. I think we don't have much more time. Thank you so much.